Well, Matt, first of all, how are preparations going ahead of the trip to East London this weekend to take on Orient?
Good session today. All the players were healthy, all the players on the pitch. It was a session where lots of detail again has gone into it. What we have to be careful of is obviously we've got players that are 2 days post-game, some that obviously aren't, so there was a split group in terms of at the end. The players all got what they needed, the information feeding into the game on Saturday, and we'll finish that off tomorrow.
So are Carl Winchester and Taylor Perry, who you referred to as being unavailable on Tuesday owing to slight injuries, are they fine? Are they okay?
They trained today but didn't do all of the session, so we'll have to look at that tomorrow. That'll obviously be a conversation between the football staff and the medical staff. We're not sure as of yet if either of them are fully fit, but if they are, obviously that'll be a positive boost to the squad.
Is that really difficult for you when you're trying to put plans in place in terms of game plans and you're not sure if two players are potentially going to be available or not available, as the case may be?
I think it's always tough, but where we are fortunate is that we do have lots of quality in that area of the pitch. So competition for places is high all over the pitch actually. So we've got a fully fit squad in terms of, other than those two injuries, barring the long-term injuries. So we're healthy at the moment, but we've got to wait another at least 24 hours to find out whether or not either of those individuals will be available.
In terms of training, are you doing anything a little bit different at the moment to try and get back on the score sheet and back to winning ways? I know you had the win by virtue of penalties on Tuesday, but in terms of an outright win, are you doing anything different, Matt?
Putting the ball in the areas in training and trying to make sure that we stress the players mentally, because we're making the right runs, we're getting the ball into the areas, but we're not finishing it off. Even with the chances that you saw and the saves that the goalkeeper made on Tuesday, we're getting opportunities. Of course, we want to up our number of opportunities. Are we doing anything different? Yes. You know, the players are being stressed differently. However, I think it's important that we continue to do that within the structure. And we must say this, and I've said it before, is that it's not just about the strikers. It's about the players when they go up to set plays. It's about, can we shoot more from in and around the box? Can we take more risks? And when that one does fall, and it will do, and that first goal goes in, I'm sure that you'll see, which is natural, a release and relief of pressure, because we haven't scored enough goals. We're fully aware of that. We need to be more creative in and around the final third. But flip that on its head, we've been excellent out of possession for the majority of the game. So there's a few metrics that we look at, and we are really, really good out of possession. So that's a positive. What we need to do is get better in possession in the final third and make better decisions. So whether that's an opportunity to cross and we're shooting, whether that's a shot when we should be passing, all of those things have to be taken into context. And it's the players that have to take responsibility for that on the pitch, because they're the lucky ones that get to go out and wear the shirt. So yeah, there's a lot of players that are desperate to succeed. When we get those opportunities, which we will do on Saturday, we need to be ruthless and put them in the back of the net.
Do you really feel that once one goes in, hopefully you'll be on your way again?
Look, I've been involved in this game for a long time. I played for over 20 years and I've been on the coaching side now for 4. I understand how it feels when you get a build-up of pressure, and that's what's happened. Even if you look at, we hit the post again on Tuesday night. Kieran has a shot blocked on the line. Tom Bayliss, goalkeeper, makes a wonderful save. Dan Udo, can't make that 1v1 count, which he did do against Fleetwood. As soon as that first one goes in, the players will relax. And it's a case of us as coaches and me as the head coach removing that pressure from the players, putting them in the areas they need to be in, and then they need to go and exploit those opportunities that we get. But there's always a concern when you're not scoring goals. But the one thing I have to touch on is how good we've been without the ball. So the structure's there, but of course we need to start scoring goals.
What about this weekend, taking on Leyton Orient? You used to play not too far away, didn't you, for West Ham? Are they a club you know plenty about, Leyton Orient?
Know plenty about their team. They're a good football team. having worked with their manager, who was a player coach with Richie at Swindon. So I know the type of football he wants to play. They are open, expansive, very, very good. They were excellent last season. This season for them in League One, I expect them to be a good team. It will be a tough game for us. It will be one where we'll face different challenges than those that we faced against Bristol Rovers and those that we faced against Brighton. But do I believe the players are in the right mindset to go and put a performance in? 100% I do. So it's about making sure that we go and give the best account of ourselves. We're away from home. It's an overnight trip. It's a time for us to get some really important classroom working with the players, whilst also understanding that it gives us time for us all to bond as a group. It's still a new group, so you have to take that into context. But I expect the players that are selected and those that get onto the pitch to finish the game to put in a performance that is worthy of gaining a positive result. You can't control victory in this sport. It's really difficult to do that because you're going up against another team who obviously want to do the same. We will have a different style to Leyton Orient. They will be different to the way we play. They play a different formation. So we've got to go there. The players know everything that they need to about the opposition. We'll put the finishing touches to everything tomorrow, and it's up to the players to go and deliver a performance.
And we've seen already, you've had some difficult games already this season, haven't you, against newly promoted teams, Stevenage and Carlisle. Now you're playing the team that topped League Two last season in Leyton Orient. Is that again just an indication the gap between the divisions might be getting a little bit closer, the way the teams are coming up and adapting to life in League One pretty quickly?
Listen, right, you cannot pick any game in League One, League Two, the Championship or the Premier League and say you're going to get points from it. The teams that have come up are good teams, good football clubs. Leyton Orient are no different. What they have is a manager in charge who likes to play in a certain way of football and has been really successful at it. A lot of success last year. It's going to be a tough game. We'll give them all the respect they deserve. Have they surprised me? Have Carlisle surprised me? Stevenage? You know, they've got good players. They've got good managers in charge. So our job on Saturday is to be the best version of ourselves, be compact, be good out of shape, and then when we get those chances to go and exploit the opposition, we will get chances. We will get opportunities. One needs to drop for us, and I'm hopeful, and I've got full belief in the players that that'll be on Saturday, because the game of football is ruled a lot of the time by emotion, and emotion can distort at times maybe the way players and teams are performing. It's always the way. So my job is to try and remove that emotion for the players and allow them to go and be free and produce a performance based on a structure.